Am I glad to see you or what? It's been a while, but we're going to go on a wee hike and just talk nonsense. Because we don't need drama in our lives. We don't need everything to be super fast. We don't need it to be on 2 times speed, 1.5 times speed. Doesn't need to be some clickbait subject to get us together. I'm Paul MacIntyre, the Tartan hiker, and I'm here in Scotland, in a beautiful Scotland, and we're just going to walk, and we're just going to talk about subjects that I've been thinking about, and I've been looking forward to sharing. Before we get started, I'm going to throw this big ass log in this loch here. And at the end of our hike, I'll tell you where the hike is, how far it was, and give you the instruction you need to do it yourself should you want to. Now there's just a wee log floating with a calm. Reservoir. This is the Black Linn Reservoir near Dumbarton and almost the Highlands of Scotland. So let's get going, and everything you see with the Tartan hiker is filmed in one take. Unless I have a whoopsie, they're all filmed in one take. Because it's not about perfection. It's about, trying to bring back what content used to be. Just connection. Just me getting to know you, man. There's a wee family of geese coming up here. What I really want to do together is just deprogram ourselves from this. Excuse me, the sun's going to be behind me, so I may be a little cast out. But what can I do about that? Deprogramming ourselves from being captured by this wild ride that is social media. And let me show you these wee birds first. A wee family of geese or duck or super ducks, I don't know, geese. But there's a lot to be recovered from in this here day and age. There's a lot to decompress from, And another thing with me, you'll be seeing me sort the camera out. Oh, what a disaster. I just have to be that. Because it's very hard to have an immunity from the fast pace of online life and the demands of it. And I used to be a part of it. If you're new to my content, I was mostly a short form creator. Making, this attention grabbing stuff about hiking and outdoors in Scotland, and I fell into it, man. and it reprograms you and makes you feel like everything has to be fast, you know. Get to the point, like I was saying, speed it up, put it on 1.5 speed, put it on 2 speed, hold your thumb in. I need this content now. I need it now. It needs to be faster, I want it. Well, not anymore. I fell for it, man. We all fell for it. If you're here on YouTube, can I get this gate open? There we go. No gate shall defeat the Tartan hiker. But you fall for it, don't you? You start becoming desensitised to proper art, to things taking their time. You know, it's like, okay, that guy's hiking, what's he saying? What's he talking about? Where's he going? What's in it for me? Did you hear that? Dead space, man, no saying a word. Because look, it's about time that the pace of beautiful content in a beautiful place, the pace of it matches the place. It took 2 years of endlessly going fast on social media for me to slow down. 2 years of making the stuff that entertained folk, but wasn't what I wanted to do. But you know, just walking here with you is what I've always wanted to do. I mean, this is the content I've always wanted to make, and why do we do that to ourselves? Don't worry, this isn't going to be a video about me just talking about what I want and me, my life. It's going to be about stuff that affects us both, you know, it affects us all. I'm heading up to a hill there called Donut Hill. It's not actually pronounced donut. I don't know how it's pronounced, but I mean, here's how it's spelled. I don't know how it's actually pronounced. But look, there's this hill behind me that I've always wondered what's up there. And I think today's the day. Screw it, let's do it. Let's go up and see what's up here. Now, under my feet, isn't it the best? It's babies' heads, that's these big lumps of grass. That's fine. We'll discover it together, mate. And I really wish, well, you know what? I really need to change this camera. So you're going to watch me do it. And there's not going to be any cuts. That's it. Because it's not going to be perfect. I mean, do you get this as well? I mean, I was like this for so long of just waiting for everything to be perfect. I filmed for years before I posted anything, man. and you think, oh no, wait till I've got the finished product, then I'll go ahead and do it. I mean, it's so daft, man. There's a sheep over there, I'm just going to let them know I'm here. Didn't hear me. I've never been attacked by a sheep. Actually, I've been threatened by one, stamped its feet. Up in... can't remember where that was actually, but... it wouldn't seen me. They've seen me. Don't worry, I can run pretty fast if they go for me. Oh no, they're off. They're away. But look, you're watching me figure this out as I do it. And I want to say to you, if there's something as well that you're like, man, I really want to get on that, I really been thinking about that for a long time, man, just be shite, you know, just give it a go, man, just see what happens. You're gonna be shite at first. That is something I've always battled with. Get this cool wee bit. Oh, sheep, they're off. Get this water here coming down from the far off Kilpatrick Hills into the Black Linn Reservoir. Don't worry, sheep. Oh yeah. There's loads of sheep poop here and my dog loves to eat sheep poop. They're no black beans, hen. Have you ever seen these things? These are what sheep do this. They rub themselves up against the side of the hill and erode it. I guess they like chilling in there. You can see see how much they've rubbed their fur off. It's all along here. But aye, it's just getting started, man. Just being shite at something. And maybe it's to do with the fact that this social media we've been blinded by is so prevalent in our lives. Like, it's, if you do something, say it's online, and you fail, people you know will see you. Not even if you fail, even if you're putting out, as I did at first, and I am doing now, you're putting out the crappiest version, you know, it's like the crappiest it's ever going to be. And it can be really demotivating because it's not going to get much appreciation. Not that what you want is to put out content, but you could be starting a business, writing a book, whatever, trying to lose weight, you know, as I've done before, and been really overweight, and you can lose 10, 20 pounds and not notice a difference. Nobody notices, and it's just getting started with being so far behind us from where you want to be is hard, man. But it's getting out the door, that's the hardest part. And I mean that both literally and metaphorically, if that's the right word. I'm not a word man, but like for making this content, I've got such a vision of what I want it to be. Oh, I can see it so clearly, man, but just getting out and getting it done and making a version which is so far from what I have planned is it's demotivated, and it's demotivating to go and get started thinking I'm going to make this content, and it's not going to be great. I'll be rambling as I am now, and it's not going to get many views. But it all changed. It all changed recently, and I hope if there's something you want to do, you can relate to this, man. It's like it changed. Something changed in me when I stopped thinking about the results. I stopped thinking about when I'm there. Okay, when I get the thing I'm after. And I instead just started to get excited about making the stuff. Because again, if you don't know who I am, you know, I used to be quite a successful short form creator, and I deleted all my stuff because, you know, all I wanted to do was make long form. That was the reason I got into it. You know, it was my full-time job. Brand deals, money, the book, I've released a book, etc. This book here, Find Outside How to Create a Life of Adventure. It sold really well, still does. It was an Amazon top 10 bestseller. Not the top 10, of course, a top 10. But when I started thinking about the things I wanted to do, the content I wanted to make, and you know, you can look at whatever that means in your goals, but if you just, and I realised if I just stop thinking about, oh, when I'm at this level, when I'm at that level, and just think about the doing of the thing. I mean, it's the age-old advice, isn't it, of it's all about the journey, not the destination, and it totally is, man. When I got to the top of my game as a short form creator on, you know, TikTok, Instagram and such, I was getting a couple million views a week. It's averaging about 11 million a week, I mean a month, and things were just going really well, and the money was good, and getting notoriety. People notice me every day in my real life, but the more successful I became, the more that I had got there as what I thought was getting there, the more unhappy I got, because, you know, just sometimes when you're going in the direction of something, when you're so focused on something, it's the worst thing you can do, because focus can lead to failure. As a human being, man, we're not supposed to focus. We're supposed to have a wide view of everything. We're supposed to look and be like, hey, look at that, you know? Not just say looking there and saying, okay, I'm going to the tip of that hill over there. It's called the Land Crags. Okay, I'm going to the highest point of the Land Crags, and that's all I'm going to think about. That's all I'm looking at the whole way there, because it's the highest point. No, look at the whole thing. Look at the whole, or should I say even the donut hill that I was going to, that was my goal. But because I'm looking at the whole thing, I'm like, you know what? There are other things to be got. So forget about your narrow vision, about your, you know, focus there. Some of the most boring people I've ever met in my life have been superbly focused on one thing. It's how can you create a life of excitement and discovery and adventure if you're just so focused on one thing, man? Now look at this, I've never been up here, man. And I've been here in this area, and that hill, quite literally hundreds of times, because this area is where I learned most of what I know about hiking in the outdoors. But yeah, looking outside, man, and just seeing what else is there, keeping that wide view of the world. And not concerning oneself with things you don't need to. Like I say about myself, like I'm doing this and I'm not worrying about the views. And I know it's not going to get many views, but you know what, it's fine. And if you're just working on something at the start, it's fine. It's just figuring it out. And so all I'm thinking about is talking with you, because there's someone here 21 minutes in watching it. You're watching it, you're here with me. And that's all that matters. Because I only hike alone, and in many decades of doing this, I've almost exclusively hiked alone. But when I'm talking to you, I know I'm here with someone. You might not be here in body right now, but I know someone's listening, you know. And today I have filmed right down there at Linn Reservoir. I filmed the first video of many I intend to film, where it's just me, silence, nothing going on, just me and some music in the background, which I write, just enjoying some time, you know, just having a minute. And again, it's part of the big vision I have. But the first one's shit. You have to be shit first. We all have to eat shit for a bit. Cotton's grown. Classic June escapades. Over here is Loch, and that's a wonderful loch that. If I go over to it, it will take me way away from what I had planned. But we're looking at the wider view. So if I go up there, I know I'll be back. It's not going to be easy, but no, that's another thing, isn't it? About it's not going to be easy. Which I'm sure you notice younger people dealing with, moaning about, which I did also when I was like in my teens and 20s. And that is how something's too hard, you just don't want to do it. And can you imagine the talent, the wondrous art and the sort of sporting greats that could have existed if they just put up with pain for a while. If you just put up with, no, this sucks. There must be so many could have been legends out there. And I want to show you something. Look here. This, we can see old ATV tracks. That's all-terrain vehicle. Can you see them just going up there? Which shows that at one point this was well, farmland. Well, not farmland, well, farming for sheep, you know, raising livestock, and there is of course sheep here. But these ATV tracks don't look like they've been used in a while. And why could that be? Well, that must be because since they've been made, the access road to the reservoir has been made, so it's not used anymore. There we go, that must be it. There's also a timber plantation there and all around. You can see the top of Donut Hill over there, the hill that we were going to go to initially. But aye, the putting up with the pain first, and it can be especially hard if you're, you know, if you're older. Like, I mean, myself, I'm 42 rather. And sorry, another thing to point out, I can see the ATV tracks going all the way over there. So I'm going to follow that, because they obviously, when they were ATVing to come and check in their livestock, they would have learned the path of least resistance, the easiest way to get up. So if I follow those tracks, it should give me the easiest way to get down. My content used to all be about hiking education. Never wanted to make it, but it started being successful and I just kept doing it. I just wanted to go out and explore and be outside, but instead I roped myself into being a how-to hiking guy. But that was just part of the warm-up, you know, part of the pain. But you can make the same mistake twice as well, which I done, because I quit everything, as I said. But then I came back and started doing the exact same thing. Started just doing all short form and having aspirations of long form, and oh, I'm going to do this when I get the chance, I'm going to do that, and it was just so stupid, man. I dreaded filming when I was making short form. And if you've got something you're doing that where you're like, well, probably should, mate, you don't wanna. I found it so difficult to go out to make short form because I'd never wanted to in the first place. I just wanted to grab the camera and spend a day with you here. I just wanted to show off Scotland and show off what I do, because this is what I do. It's not like I'm an accountant and then on the weekends I do this. You know, this is what I do, man. And the income I make from this, and from my book sales and various things associated with my outdoor exploits, that just funds me being able to do this. And I mean, I'm not rich, well, obviously, look at the state of me, but all through my life I've always just figured out ways to sustain this. In times of abundance, I didn't spend loads more, I just paid off more of my mortgage, and I paid off my car, a wee shitey car, 2013, I paid off in 2015. So I've had, you know, all those years of no car payments, even though making good money. Just making sure I always have enough to just maintain the life to do this. And if you have a life where you need to keep making money to sustain it, you need to keep making a lot of money, then it can become less about the life. There's this kid online I don't know his name. I'll maybe put him up here. Actually, no, I probably won't. But he's you know, burning the midnight oil, working endlessly, filming content. He's, you know, got a full-time job on the oil rigs, and he's got a clothing brand, and he's been trying to be a bodybuilder, and it's awesome to see this work rate. But at the same time, you know, he was replying to a comment who said it looks like no life, and the guy said, yeah, I'm struggling just now, but I'm doing it just now, so you know, I can relax more, like in my 30s or whatever, because he's in his 20s, and dudes like this, man, they don't all of a sudden just relax. It's a curse. It's a curse to want to just endlessly hustle. Like these hustlepreneurs, as I call them, who, you know, they're bullshitters with their courses, and or even just the kind of folk who say they have like 6 businesses on the go, or they're just non-stop. And I don't go on holiday, I don't go out with friends. No, I ain't got time to go effing hiking and blah blah. Well, what is the point of you? What is the point, mate? Come on, just relax. Because it's not like it's going to just go away one day. You're going to just be like, okay, that's me, I'm fine. It's just going to be your life, man. Endlessly wanting and endlessly living in the future, because that's what it is. Folks who say the hustle never ends, well, that means you're living in the future. Now, of course, I'm not saying being out hiking is something that, oh, that's the be all and end all. That's just what I like to do. That's probably what you like to do now and again. But where is life? Where is life? I have to climb over this fence. And I don't think I can trust you to not fall. Right. Okay. Don't fall. Okay. It'll look really bad at me if you fall. Just to be able to do this. To be able to do what you want. Because if there's always that hustle for what? For a big fancy house that you just have to hire cleaners to clean, or you have to just spend loads of time cleaning yourself. And what is that for? You know, beyond having, you know, a room for yourself and a room for, say, even like a man room, like I have one, I call it my chambers. A nice car, like, I mean, what is beyond it? You know, going to Dubai. Now you could argue, right, having a nice house and a nice car is fine, and of course it is. My house is nice, it's humble, it's wee, but I love it, and I wanted it. And you could say, where does my philosophy end? And I have, you know, a 2-bedroom house. I have 2 gardens, and you could say, well, you only need one, have a smaller one, and where does that end? And like, here's where the ATV tracks led, straight to this. Yeah, see, always thinking. I don't think we even need to scale this. Oh, these are tricky, these ones. This is a 2-hander. They really don't consider people who are holding a camera, do they? And this is stuck, this one. There we go. There we go. These gates are to keep the deers out of the plantations, to stop them from munching the young trees. And what I'm talking about is if you're hustling and giving up your life just to have things, that's what I'm talking about. It's no life. And if someone thinks that is life, then that's fine. You do you, man. But I find the simpler I keep things, man, the more happier I am. And I'm aware I keep saying man. I don't even say that in real life. Don't know why I've started saying it now. Here's a pole. There's reflectors on it. Why is that there? Well, it's just from out there, from out at the bay of the reservoir there. So whoever's coming up in ATVs can see, oh, I go this way. It may still be in use for ATVs, but it's so overgrown with moss, which takes years to grow, that I don't think so. I think it's just kept a bit worn from animal tracks. I can't believe I've actually found things to talk about with you, man. I'm saying man again. Can't believe I found things to talk about with you, because I was concerned as I went to switch the camera on that what's going to come out, because I'm not sitting planning videos, not sitting writing them. There's one thing I can't stand, is when a YouTuber's clearly reading from a script but passing it off as their own musings. Bollocks. As I spoke about at the start of the video, man, why have I started doing that? Anyway, as I spoke about at the beginning, I want to be a part of the deprogramming of YouTube, the deprogramming of content, the simplification. And here I am with one camera, and I'll make this video in one take. Oh! I'm wearing boots today. I knew it was going to be very wet. And I know there are insane people out there who wear trail running shoes for hiking, and just no matter what circumstance. I don't understand why you would welcome wet feet, but I sure don't. And I knew I was going off trail today, so hence the boots. This here, I told you I just made my first ever silent chill video. I just found the location for my second, and I'm half tempted to make it now, but I won't, because I need to be in the place for it. I don't want to just churn out videos like I did before as a short form creator. That's not what it's about. So you're making endless videos. It's just, it can't possibly be, I can't possibly have the mental capacity to do that. But let's have a wee look here. Hello. I'll never forget the first time I discovered this place. I was on said hill for the first ever time, Donut Hill over there. I'm going to put my sunglasses on because I'm facing the sun. And I was with my first dog, Lola, wee Lola, and I probably have pictures of this. I must do, so I'll share them as I tell the story. And so we were up there and I just saw this vast expanse and I thought, I wonder what's over there. And Lola and I just kept walking and walking through this hellish terrain. It was no bad where I came this time, where we came, because I followed these ATV tracks, but it was chaos when we came, and we eventually came to Loch, where Lola got a chance to get a wee swim and a drink, and it was one of the greatest days of my life. I was really young and just discovering things. I mean, I wasn't new to hiking, but I was new to having the confidence to go off path, to like explore and just develop that confidence in myself. Because I mean, for years I hiked and adventured kind of within boundaries, following trails and such, but I had a lot of healing to do as a person, you know. I really disliked myself, and I just thought I wasn't like strong enough to do things, or confident enough. I look back and realise that I absolutely was. But Lola and I discovered this place. I didn't know what it was called, I just knew it was cool. And after this we went on to another place called Duncombe, which I was at the top of in this video, which hopefully you've seen. I think that was the first one I filmed. You also saw it in my second video when I was round the back. And it was a real day of firsts, and I look back at times with my wee angel Lola, who died in October last year, very old, and she was absolutely smashed in from years of adventuring with me. I used to feel kind of guilty about that, you know, because I put her through more than I probably should have, up mountains and across all sorts of chaos in Scotland. But although it absolutely did lead to her legs failing her at quite a young age, at 8 they started to go, and so she had 5 years of her life with her legs not so great and being in pain with her arthritis. But I know how much she loved it. She loved it, man. So I don't feel too guilty about it. I'm sure if she could talk, she would say that too. She would say, what are you talking about, man? I loved that. I'm going to charge this camera. I'm going to try to charge it without turning it off like a lemon. Oh, very good. Try to plug the USB bit in. Oopsie. Right. I was talking about dreading making short form. I used to dread it so hard to get out the house. But with making long form content, like now and as I did before, it was never ever a burden. I loved it, love it, because that's the goal, that was the plan in the first place. I made an arse of it and spent years getting sidetracked. So what are we going to do? So the options are go around Loch and up the top of Lily Hill. No, actually, after all that, telling you all that, this isn't Loch. This is Fynn Loch. Fynn Loch. And it's here. Aye, Lily Loch is back after dug home. I'll show you, if I've got a picture of a Lily Loch, I'll show you. But anyway, the story with Lola was still about this loch. But aye, well there you go. Fynn Loch. So aye, the options are we can go all the way around Fynn Loch, or that way round, and nah, let's just go this way. And I'll try and keep the camera angle decent. Doing the thing you love, it's often romanticised, and sometimes wrongly so, because when you monetize the thing you love, you're no longer doing the thing you love because you like to do it, you know. So I'm aware how overcast this is becoming, so I'll take the filter off. I just started using filters today. Look at me, filter. No idea what it does. ChatGPT told me which one to use. So when it's sunny, I'll put it back on. I think that's right. I think. But because I realised my footage was being a bit jittery and such, and I can probably take my glasses off. I really dislike wearing my glasses when I'm talking to you, my sunglasses, but unless you want me to be like this the whole time, there's no real options. So I've been doing, when I talk about doing what you love, because we're talking in the vein of, what am I saying? We're talking in the vein of just giving a go at something that you've always wanted to and being shite at it first. When you start doing it for money, it starts becoming your job. It's very dangerous. I've been there before, and I ruined my passion, which was playing guitar. I used to play in bands, I used to perform as a singer-songwriter, and I loved it. I lived for it. I would sometimes practice guitar for 12 plus hours a day, morning till night. And then it became my job. I became a guitarist when I was 22. It became my full-time job. First as a teacher, a guitar teacher. Then I started, I do jingles and play as a session musician and recording and such, and it was amazing for about 2 years. I was like, oh my god, I'm a professional guitarist. This is wild. But very quickly, like I say, within a couple of years, it just became a job that got in the way of doing other things I'd developed, of hiking, of, well, whatever else I was into. Because now, the thing I loved, I had to be at a certain place at a certain time. And now playing guitar just was like the enemy of my freedom. I mean, it's a wonderful problem to have, oh god dang, I have to play guitar for a living, get paid decent to do it, but it took away my real desire to want to do it. It took away me playing for pleasure. As when I came home after a whole day of doing it in a studio or going to clients' houses or whatever to teach them, the last thing I wanted to do was pick up the guitar to start playing. And it's a shame. And you know what? The passion never returned. I stopped being a guitarist professionally a number of years ago now. It never returned. And I still play now and again, but it's not the same. So if you ever think that, oh, you know, if I could only sell my paintings, or I could only, you know, do this for a living or whatever, just know that you could be signing the death warrant on your passion for that thing. It's hard work. We're through all this thick foliage. But it's again about the bigger picture thing I was talking about earlier. To not be narrow-minded in your goals, to not be super focused. And you know, when you get, if you do have, and man, did I realise this, when you do have something you want to work toward, this goal, do you ever think about this? In order to achieve that, you're saying no to other things you don't know. So if you think, oh, this is just a thing I'm doing, I know it's for me. If you didn't do that, you would discover the other things that are for you. Because you weren't born to be a whatever. I wasn't born to be an adventurer guy. I wasn't born to be a guitarist. I discovered them through exploring and trying things. So a failure of certain things, you know, if you wanted to do this, whatever, it didn't work out, can make you feel really, really lousy, but maybe it just wasn't the thing you're supposed to be doing. You look back at your life and think, oh man, if I just kept doing that, well, if you just kept doing that, you might have been unhappy. It may have not been the right thing for you. Whew. I'm still recovering now from running the Edinburgh Marathon a couple of weeks ago, 2 weeks ago yesterday. I picked up a calf injury, so I've not been able to run. My next run is in Perth in October, 17 weeks away or so from now. But I just have to accept that I can't run for now. Physio tomorrow to see what's going on. So I'm kind of struggling on this hike today, I'm not going to lie. My calf is flaring up. Do you know what I need? I need a cow's baby. A wee calf. See? Wee calf, week off. Shut up, but I thought it was funny. So I am struggling a bit. The thing is with running as well, as we're talking about big goals. I first got into running to be an ultra marathon runner. I thought that was just what I wanted. It was, I know it's quite a prevalent thing now, but it was really a quite underground thing when I was doing it. I don't mean that to sound like a hipster, but it really was. There weren't many people doing it. There wasn't many ultra marathons, and when there were, they were very amateur affairs. Certainly not like the big money things there are now. But I just thought that was for me, but I didn't enjoy putting so many miles in, and I loved speed. But I thought it was my identity that I had to be an ultramarathon runner. That's just, because I think a lot of it was I like to impress people as well. To say, I run ultramarathons. I'm not just a normal marathon runner, Like I've saying about having a wider view. I got injured, which I spoke about in my last video. I won't go into it again, but I got a really bad injury here in Kilpatrick Hills, and it made me stop having to run for a couple of years. And when I returned, I just never had the passion for ultra running, and I felt like a failure for so long. I would constantly try and rekindle it, but it just wouldn't take. And I thought running marathons, normal marathons, 42.2 kilometre marathons, were a cop-out. But the more I done them, the more I realised, you know what, I love this. I get to run a long distance. I get to trail run to build up my engine. I get to run fast, which I like. So I realised the thing I thought was supposed to be me wasn't. So just, so I'm trying to say in my walk and talk and try and, I don't know what I'm doing, give advice, talk shit. But it's not about, don't try and steer your life towards who you think you're meant to be. You have this romantic idea that I am a this and I'm going to be a that. Well, that's not natural. That's forcing the hand of fate. Where do you draw the line on that? Because you need to nudge fate a little bit, aye. I guess don't get too involved in fate's plan. Give it some gentle instructions. And then, just go with the flow for a bit. Well, my 20s were the most depressing of my 4 decades so far, because I was just firmly lodged in the future. My whole life was in the future. When I'm a millionaire, when I'm a professional adventurer, when I've got this massive mansion, it's just, I look back at my notes from those days and I feel really sorry for that kid. I just, wanted everything. Need to try and get through here. This mystery grass without going through it. Okay. This is water flowing underneath If I could be bothered getting my hiking poles out, that would help, but I can't, so. Okay. I don't think I'm going to disappear into the water. Folk comment sometimes about the way I pronounce things. Like, speak English, what's water? What's Disney? Means doesn't. Just certain things. Totally overlooking the fact that every single place on earth, every region has regional dialects and ways of speaking. I should really take off this fleece as well, but too lazy. Plus I'd have to put you down and too lazy. That would involve taking off my bag and taking off this, and it's a whole deal. I also need a drink of water. Too lazy. Because I'm in the kind of... Oh, there we go. Loch Fynn, north of Milton, Dumbarton. Yeah, because I'm in the kind of the flow of just trying to get out of this really tricky terrain, I don't want to stop. Then I'll cool down and, you know, not want to get going again, and I'll be here forever and I'll die. So when I get out of here, it's just not too far. You see a wee path there, then I'll take it off. But I might then, and again there is quite a cold wind, so I could, I might cool down by the time I stop having to do all this up and down exercise. Up and down, I mean knees to my chest through these big clumps of grass. I started growing a beard a few months ago, or maybe 10 weeks ago. It's coming in good. Ow. Oh, my calf is really flaring up now. Well, thank you for being here with me. I say it's just so nice to share Scotland with someone, because I always do it myself. Oh. I was in my house today trying to put this off, trying to say, oh no, I don't feel like it. I've got a sore calf. I don't know what I'm going to talk about in the film. The weather, even though today was the only half decent day. And it was just fear of getting started. I've had a bit of time off since I quit short form, and I've been liking the quiet. Because that stuff, man, that, as I touched on earlier, that short form stuff it's too addictive, it's too much. And I don't think anyone's immune to it. It's like Pringles. You know, Pringles they don't taste good. But like the slogan says, once you pop, you just can't stop, and it's true, because it's Pringles, like social media, short form, or they are carefully created for maximum addictiveness. Like Pringles don't taste good, but whatever's in them flicks the switches in your brain, makes you want more. And if I'm having Pringles, I'm having the entire tube. I'm feeling shit afterwards, but I'll do it anyway. Well, I'm dieting right now. I'm down about 10.5 pounds in about 13 weeks or something. I put on some weight a couple of weeks, or a few weeks leading up to the marathon. So I was just so full of glucose. And I wasn't tracking my calories, so that's always a disaster. But I just couldn't find a happy medium with short form. You know, it's just, who can watch that and not continue to scroll for ages? Who can go on and just say, I'm going to watch, I'm going to have to spend like 10 minutes doing this. If you have more, if you only have 10 minutes, then fair enough, but oh yeah. No matter what stopgaps I put up against scrolling too much, I just always reverted back to wasting my time. And when it comes to not making that content anymore, oh, this terrain's a nightmare. But anyway, when it comes to not making that content anymore, because the landscape of what's wanted has really changed. Basically, drama and controversy are what gets the most views. Now you can say that's always been the case, but it seems to be that that's just overwhelmingly what's expected. And I'm not doing that, man. I saw this advice that to be a true success in your content, you need half of the people watching to love you and half to hate you. I'm not for that, man. And that's what I talk about the cleansing of YouTube. Of let's go back to the way it was, the way when I wanted to be a YouTuber initially in 2010, and I've wanted to do it forever, man. Ever since I first saw YouTube. But it used to just be people making videos because they liked it, like I did. You know, do you want to see a wee video of me from 2010 and throughout the years? Okay, here's a wee collage of some of my stuff from 2010 onwards, before the Tartan hiker.
I'm a young guy from Scotland who loves life, who loves adventure, exploration, fitness, nutrition.
Do you ever get to a point in your life when you realise that things just need to change, when you wake up and say enough is enough?
Running is distancing yourself from failure, no matter how fast you run.
What if you woke up one morning and never had to serve anyone ever again? Don't realise how lucky they are. A dog's life is dedicated to loving and serving you.
I just want, you know what, I'm just going to make the content I want, and if it doesn't work, then fair enough, but I made what I wanted to make. And if I think of an argument against this stuff, I would say, well, it's just some guy walking and talking and rambling and going off on tangents. Yeah, that's true. And to be honest, I do want to tighten it a little. But I'm going to, like I said about not focusing and not being narrow, just letting it come together into a natural place. That's what I'm doing. I'll just make these videos which some might, I'm not going to talk them down again, but some might say are a bit shite. Oh, I'm just going to make them. And if I come away from it in a couple of years and it didn't work out, then at least I made what I wanted to, and I have a document of everything I've done. Well, of where I was in my mind and where I was outdoors and things. I could truly say, you know what, it wasn't for me. I tried, but it didn't take off. And that'll be fine. Oh my goodness. Look what you made me do. Look what you made me do. This is horrendous. Still to go to the gym later. There's endless lunges, man. Just checking the weather. It's a lot of wind right now. Okay. Just trying to think of where, because when we get to the top of this hill here, that's Fynn Loch Hill. I want to avoid the baby's head and heather as much as I can. Oh, if that's even possible. Crikey. This is one of those adventures that'll be fun in retrospect. But there you go. See, it was supposed to just be a wee easy one. It's a hill I've been to hundreds of times, but now I've been to a hill I've never been to, created a brand new route. When I go to the gym tonight, I'm due to do lunges, but I won't do them, because this is more than enough. So that was Fynn Loch. I also forgot to wear insect repellent. I've caught a few beasts on me, a couple of whom I think were clegs. And with them you don't really know till later that night or the next day if they've bitten you, because they inject you with a local anaesthetic, so you can't feel them mostly. Sometimes you feel them. Oh, I'm looking forward to a wee drink of water, that is. I don't drink alcohol. As I've cleansed my life of social media, that's just one of the things that's too much. You know, for certain people who are like me, it's too much. Can't handle it, can't do balance. And alcohol's another one of those things. I don't drink alcohol, couldn't do it, tried it. Tried it far too much, if you know what I mean. Can't do balance. So the only option is none at all. God, there's a guy out there with next to nothing on. Don't know where he came from. Of all the places I wouldn't expect to meet Indians here. Oh, I'm not stopping talking. So as I said a few videos ago, just need to get over that. We are somebody that talks to the camera for a living. You've got to just talk to the camera for a living. That is embarrassing. But let's look at why. More ATV tricks. Okay, there we go. Up here to get away from shirtless over here. Oh. Oh. Wouldn't be me with my top off and weather like this. I mean, with the beasties that are about. For God's sake. But we can see right through Loch. That's the Clyde over there. The Force of Clyde. Force of Clyde. Force just means a bit that leads to the sea. And just going to loop back round to the car eventually, after adding several considerable kilometres. But aye, so what exactly is embarrassing about talking to a camera? Is it because I like talking to myself? No. Is it because I'm worried about, oh, you're one of those influencers? No. You know, I don't even know what it is. I don't even know what it is. I'm embarrassed about. I mean, people know that people make content. So what's the problem? Exactly. Hey, I'm having a wee conversation with myself here. Excuse me. I don't have a tissue, sorry about that. Oh, man alive. Well, it's been a fantastic hike, and we're still going. We're 77 minutes in to our portion of the hike. I'm really enjoying it. When I was making short form, like, you know, when you get sidetracked by something that works, even though it's not the thing you want, the thing you want gets abandoned, man. So silly. So silly. But as I plod on with the rest of this hike, I think we've came to a lovely natural conclusion in our hike here, because I've said everything I want to say and we've had a great time. We've done some exploring from what's it called? From this one, which I forgot the name of, even though I was just there, to this one, Fynn Loch. I can't retain things like that, but thank you so much for joining me. It's been a lot of fun, and it's going to be a lot more fun spending more time with you, so be sure to check out my other videos, subscribe and all that. Upcoming is the information on this hike, which, because it's not a loop, you won't see the entire thing. Oh no, you will, because I'll complete it, I'll go around and you'll see exactly where I came from. So, till next time, see you later.